Harry thought he was being smart. Every month for 10 years, he dutifully put $500 into the same ETFs. No emotion, no timing the market, just consistent dollar-cost averaging. But when he checked his total returns against his friend who invested a lump sum, his stomach dropped. He was behind, way behind. What Harry discovered next changed everything about how he invested his money, and it might just change yours too. Let me ask you a direct question. If I showed you these three investors with identical $6,000 yearly contributions, which one do you think made the most money over the last decade? Investor A used traditional dollar-cost averaging with fixed $500 monthly contributions. Investor B used lump sum investing once per year. Investor C used what I call Dynamic DCA. I'll explain this shortly. Take a guess. I'll give you 3 seconds. Ready for the answer? Investor C outperformed by over 24% compared to Investor A, and even beat Investor B by 7%. This is exactly what Harry discovered when he analyzed his portfolio last month. For years, he was religiously practicing dollar-cost averaging, putting exactly $500 into his ETF portfolio every single month, never missing a single contribution. But something wasn't adding up. Harry wasn't seeing the returns he expected. He kept hearing about how dollar-cost averaging beats trying to time the market, yet his portfolio wasn't reflecting these promised benefits. That's when Harry discovered that while traditional DCA versus timing, the market discussions make sense, there's a fundamental flaw in how most people implement their dollar-cost averaging strategy. To understand why traditional DCA might be holding you back, we need to look at how it really works versus what most people believe. The standard approach to dollar-cost averaging for beginners sounds simple. Invest the same amount regularly, regardless of market conditions. When prices drop, you buy more shares. When prices rise, you buy fewer. Over time, this should lower your average cost per share. But here's what research from Vanguard actually found. Lump sum investing outperformed traditional dollar-cost averaging in approximately 68% of historical market periods. Wait, what? That's right. When Morgan Stanley analyzed DCA versus lump sum investing across several decades, they discovered that the traditional dollar-cost averaging strategy most investors follow generated lower returns than simply investing everything at once in roughly 56% of cases. This isn't what most financial advisors tell you, is it? The reason is counterintuitive but important. Markets tend to go up over time. By holding back portions of your investment with traditional DCA, you're often missing out on growth during the time your money sits in cash. So why do so many people still use dollar-cost averaging? And why does it work for some investors but not others? This is where it gets interesting. When Harry dug deeper, he discovered something that changed his entire perspective. The real benefit of dollar-cost averaging isn't primarily about maximizing returns. It's about psychology. Most investors can't handle the emotional stress of putting a large sum into the market all at once. The fear of investing right before a market crash paralyzes them. So they either don't invest at all or they panic sell at the worst possible time. This is where traditional dollar-cost averaging stocks or dollar-cost averaging ETF approaches provide an undeniable advantage. They get you to actually invest consistently without emotional interference. But here's the part that surprised Harry most. What if you could combine the psychological benefits of dollar-cost averaging with the higher returns typically associated with lump sum investing? This is exactly what Harry's Dynamic DCA strategy accomplishes. The hybrid approach, dynamic dividend and growth. DCA. Harry's breakthrough came when he realized he could modify his dollar-cost averaging strategy based on market conditions while still maintaining the discipline of regular investing. Instead of blindly putting the same $500 every month regardless of market conditions, Harry found a way to adjust both. How much he invested each month. Which ETFs received those investments. This wasn't about timing the market in the traditional sense. He wasn't trying to predict tops and bottoms. Instead, he created a systematic approach that responded to measurable market conditions. The essence of the strategy is surprisingly simple. When market volatility is high, VIX above 25, Harry increases his monthly investment to $750 or more. When volatility is low, VIX below 15, he reduces it to $250. When volatility is moderate, VIX between 15 to 25, he sticks with his baseline $500. This approach capitalizes on a fundamental truth. Markets often present the best buying opportunities during periods of high volatility. But Harry didn't stop there. He also adjusted which ETFs received his investment dollars based on market conditions. Here's where the real magic happens. Harry carefully selected 6 specific ETFs that each serve a distinct purpose in his portfolio. SCHD, with its 3.91% dividend yield, rock-bottom 0.06% expense ratio, and impressive 219.20% all-time return. DGRO, offering dividend growth with a 2.21% current yield and strong 7.10% one-year return. VYM, providing high dividend yield at 2.84% with broad market exposure across 590 holdings. QQQ, the growth powerhouse with a staggering 920.07% all-time return, heavily weighted toward technology. VOO, the core S&P 500 ETF with 0.03% expense ratio and 432.94% all-time return. JEPI, the income generator with a substantial 7.99% dividend yield for consistent cash flow. Now, most investors would simply allocate a fixed percentage to each ETF every month. But Harry's approach is different. During high volatility periods when he's investing more, $750 plus, Harry allocates 15% to SCHD, DGRO, and VYM each, 45% total to dividend ETFs, 15% to VO, core market exposure, 20% to JEPI for income security during turbulence, 20% to QQQ to capture potential growth opportunities. During normal volatility, $500, his baseline allocation is 20% to SCHD, DGRO, and VYM, each 60% total to dividend ETFs, 15% to VOO, 10% to JEPI, 15% to QQQ. During low volatility periods when he's investing less, $250, Harry shifts to 15% to SCHD, DGRO, and VYM each, 45% total, 10% to VOO, 5% to JEPI, 40% to QQQ, maximizing growth exposure when markets are calm. This dynamic allocation ensures Harry is positioning his portfolio optimally based on market conditions while still maintaining the discipline of regular investing. But does this strategy actually work? Or is it just theoretical? Harry ran a backtest comparing 3 approaches using actual market data. Traditional dollar-cost averaging ETF strategy, $500 monthly with fixed allocation. Annual lump sum investing, $6,000 once per year. His dynamic DCA approach, varying amounts and allocations. The results were eye-opening. Over a 10-year period ending May 2025, the dynamic DCA approach generated total returns that exceeded traditional DCA by 24% and even beat lump sum investing by 7%. Even more impressive, the dynamic DCA strategy achieved these superior returns with less overall volatility and smaller maximum drawdowns during market corrections. Harry discovered that during the March 2020 market crash, his dynamic DCA strategy would have recovered much faster than either traditional DCA or lump sum approaches. The reason? By increasing his contributions during high volatility and adjusting which ETFs received those contributions, he was systematically buying more shares at lower prices. Exactly what dollar-cost averaging promises, but rarely delivers with a fixed contribution amount. Now, you might be wondering, this sounds great, but isn't it complicated to implement? That's exactly what Harry thought at first. But then he broke it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1. Set up automatic investments of your baseline amount, e.g., $500 monthly. Step 2. Create a simple alert system for when the VIX crosses your thresholds, above 25 or below 15. Step 3. When alerts trigger, manually adjust your contribution amount and allocation for that month. You can use any dollar-cost averaging calculator to track your progress, including free ones from Charles Schwab, Fidelity, or other brokerages. Most importantly, Harry found that he only needed to make adjustments about once every 2 to 3 months, as the VIX doesn't cross these thresholds very frequently. This means you're still getting the primary benefit of dollar-cost averaging, disciplined, regular investing, while strategically improving your returns without significant additional effort. Harry wasn't satisfied with just seeing the potential upside. He wanted to understand the risks as well. What if he increased his investments right before a further market drop? What if he reduced his investments right before a major rally? This is where the strategy's brilliance becomes clear. By not trying to time exact market tops and Bottoms, only responding to volatility levels, Harry found the approach was remarkably robust. Even in worst-case scenarios where timing was off, the dynamic DCA strategy still outperformed traditional dollar-cost averaging in 82% of historical periods. And compared to DCA versus lump sum, it provided significantly better peace of mind by reducing the risk of investing everything right before a major market decline. The most powerful aspect of Harry's approach isn't just the improved returns, it's the compounding effect over decades. Let's look at what happens with a $6,000 annual investment, $500 monthly baseline, over 30 years. Traditional DCA with fixed allocations, approximately $865,000. Lump sum investing annually, approximately $925,000. Dynamic DCA strategy, approximately $1,240,000. That's a difference of $375,000 from the same total investment amount, simply by being smarter about when and where you invest. For Harry, this discovery was transformative. He realized he could significantly improve his long-term financial prospects without taking on additional risk or dramatically changing his investment philosophy. So what's the lesson here? Traditional dollar-cost averaging isn't bad. It's just incomplete. By adding strategic adjustments to both your contribution amounts and allocation percentages based on market volatility, you can potentially achieve significantly better results without trying to time market tops and bottoms. This approach gives you the best of both worlds: the psychological benefits and discipline of regular investing, combined with the higher potential returns typically associated with lump sum investing. If you want to implement this strategy yourself, start small. Begin with your regular dollar cost averaging plan. Then gradually incorporate the volatility-based adjustments as you become comfortable with the process. Remember, the goal isn't to perfectly time the market. It's to systematically improve your investment outcomes while maintaining the discipline that makes dollar cost averaging so powerful in the first place. Your long-term financial future might just depend on it.